Look at our nuggets. Y'all remember shake and bake? It's crispy like fried chicken, but not greasy like fried chicken. We about to make our own shake and bake.
Because nothing says you have it all together like using leftover breadcrumbs and calling it artisanal. Look at you, so resourceful, taking stale bread and giving it a new life, as if anyone was actually going to eat it otherwise. Just toss those chunks of bread in a food processor. Oh, if you don't have one, no worries. Just bash it with a rolling pin until you feel better about your day. Anyway, there you go, fresh breadcrumbs. Add your own mix of seasonings. I'm throwing in some pepper, onion powder, paprika, and garlic powder. You can even add some dried herbs to show off how fancy you are. Bake it in an oven at 325 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes, stirring the breadcrumbs and rotating the sheet pan every 5 minutes. You want to make sure the breadcrumbs are completely dried out and evenly toasted. Once they are done, just remove them from the oven and set them aside to cool. Now the salmon, fresh salmon, because you're too good for frozen. You hear me, Nugget? Unless you freeze it yourself, that's different. Let's remove the skin. Don't worry, this is where you can act like you know what you're doing, or just ask the person at the seafood counter to remove it for you. But if you didn't do that, pinch a corner of the skin on that fillet, hold it down and grip it as tight as your granny did your arm when you popped that gum in church, and gently slide your knife under the flesh. Keep the knife flat and drag it all the way to the end. Cut your salmon into the desired serving sizes, season it up with a little salt, pepper, and garlic, then set it aside. Now prep your breading station. Toss those breadcrumbs into a bag because hello, shake and bake, and mix up an egg wash. I used eggs, milk, and a stone ground mustard. Coat the salmon in the egg wash, then toss it in the bag.
This is how you make shake and bake.
Shake it.
Remove it from the bag, shake off the excess, and lay it on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Drizzle with a little melted butter or olive oil and pop it in the oven at a temperature that makes it look like you actually know how to cook fish. That would be 425 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes, depending on the size of your salmon fillets, of course.
Then bake it.
Don't worry, as long as it doesn't come out like a rubber boot, you're golden. Ooh-wee, look at that, beautiful and golden. Now let's plate them up. I like a variety of texture on my plate, so I served that crunchy salmon up with some creamy whipped potatoes and crisp green beans and a glorious lemon herb butter. All of this, and you didn't even have to break a sweat. Go ahead, act like it took you hours though. Your secret's safe with me. And just as I sit down to enjoy my food, here comes my crumb snatcher. But I'm a mom, so of course my child is going to eat my food even after she's already eaten.
I'm gonna be a shake and bake mom.
I'm a shake and bake mom.